AbuSulayman's pioneering thoughts are rooted in Islamic traditions. He presents his views with conviction and candor.
I looked at the Qur'an as concepts, and concepts apply to different times and places in different way to achieve the same result, to achieve the meaning of that concept. You cannot apply it in every situation in the same manner. And that is where we benefit from the actions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the way he applied the concepts of the Quran to the real life in his time and place. Now, another problem, I was reading in the Quran. Of course, you will find the concrete things in the Quran belong to two things. Wherever there is a relationship which is not changeable, and especially about family, because the psychology of man doesn't change really, and the family relationship as a husband, wife, and father and son, it is not changing. So there you have specific instructions about these relationships, but whenever it is developing, changing, it gives you the concept. For example, all the Muslim scholars know the word shura, consultation, that the ummah run its affairs through consultation. Now they know that consultation from time to another, from situation to another is different. And the Quran just only mentioned the concept. He did not go into details. So this is the nature of concept. So I was reading an ayah that Allah saying it should be there an ummah who call for goodness and defy the wrongdoings and the things which nature does not accept. What struck me here, the word ummah, because ummah means group or institution. So I said to myself, where is this institution in the Muslim history? What was its job? What it has done? Where is it? Why we are missing it? I start from that point. As a political scientist, I realized that there is a problem, and this is the key to understand how to resolve this problem. Now, and I wrote a paper. The title is Ishkaliya, that is the problem of oppression and corruption in the history and the Muslim thought. Why it's a problem? Because we know beyond doubt, according to Quran, the relationships, the running of the Ummah affairs, it goes only through shura, and it is emphasized justice and no corruption. But we know since the Umayyad, almost the Muslim history of government is oppression and corruption. So how this happened? Why it happened? Now, this could not happen if the Muslim thought, and not Islam, if the Muslim thought would not allow it. So I thought, let me see in which way really this happened, and what is the trick which allowed this matter to happen. If we remember that Christianity has been harmed greatly when the religious or people control the politics of their people. What happened in Islam, it is the opposite. When the politicians or the political institution control the religious. Now, we know that the people, the Muslims, should decide the policies. They decide their interest, decide what they should know, what they should do. And they are the guardian over the government, especially the executive. If it happens the opposite, that the executive now are the guardian on the Ummah, they will work for their own interest to control the politics and the wealth of the nation. And that's what happened. That when political institution controlled the religious people, it turned most just to justify the misbehave and the corruption of the executive and the people around them. The solution is how to reverse, how to bring the ummah, and that is, I found, we have to do two things. First, religious education should be independent, so they can give the values to the ummah, and through the ummah they will tell the executive what to do for the interest of the ummah. Also, the executive are not the state. Usually in the Muslim literature, they say when you try to not allow the executive or the political institution to speak in the name of the holy, they would say you are separating politics from religion. This is not true. They don't understand what the meaning of state. The state, it is the land, the people, and the regime. The executive only one part of the regime. And if you stop the regime to speak in the name of the holy, because once you speak in the name of the holy, you are always right. There is not going to be exchanging hands. There is not going to be plurality at all. They are always right, and right for their own interest in that sense. So, but if you teach the people, if the people are aware of their values, aware of their interest, they will guide the government to do the right thing. Because any political program, it is not a matter of halal or haram, right or wrong, in the real sense. Because within the right thing or allowed things, there is many point of view. Which point of view is going to prevail? That has nothing to do with the idea of being allowed or not allowed. So there the other factors comes. Is it better to go for agriculture or for industry, to go in relationship with A or B? There is different interest in that, and the people have to decide. And the government has to execute. If they did not do it right, they dismiss them and bring others. They are the guardian, and they will take care of their interest beside also their values. As a matter of fact, if we look at the world today and look at the different regimes or systems or ideologies, we find some against religion and against the spiritual values, like Marxism and other ideologies or systems in like the Western Europe. The religion itself made themselves irrelevant. They are most, just kind of ceremonies. There is other states where they sideline the religion and values, and they just use it in time of burials and in time of celebrations. And there is another one which use and abuse religion for the interest of the political elite. Now, what is needed to resolve, to bring this religious values of justice, peace, in this manner we have to rethink and go deep to understand the different relationships, the different roles, and no place to talk about separation of religion and state in the case you make the ummah the one to guide and to be guardian over the government, to do the right job. Once the government or the executives or the colleagues around them are the guardians, they will do it for their own interest, and they will be corrupt, no doubt about that. And the Qur'an made it clear, الذين طغوا في البلاد فأكثروا فيها الفساد فصب عليهم ربك صوت عذاب إن ربك لبالمرصاد. الذين طغوا في البلاد, the people who now tyrant, they also will make fasad, that is corruption, but Allah will punish them. He is watching. That means any nation which allow oppression and corruption, they will be punished, that they will be deteriorated and they will be abused and they will be in bad shape. And this is what happened to the Muslim Ummah. Then we have to recapture, to make sure that the Muslims are the people who are good. They are not the bad ones. You don't threaten them. You teach them. You allow them to take, things in their hand, to seek justice, to seek peace, to seek development, and to watch for the executive to do the right job. Whoever do it, somebody else do it. And that is, in the West they call it democracy, but in Islam they seek justice. They seek peace. It is not power politics, it is not nationalism, and it is not racism. That's very important. We have really to look at the Quran as concepts, to understand what it means, in which way we apply it to time and place. Scholars should be aware of time and space.